Welcome, everybody, to another Horror Corner. And tonight we are talking about a really awesome film called Trick or Treat. And I'm here with my co host once again, all the way from San Diego, California, LC.
Sunny San Diego. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Well, I hope you're doing fine tonight. We are just, I guess, we're just redoing what we just did a few minutes ago.
Yeah, blooper reel, blooper reel.
Yeah, it feels like
Unfortunately, JPOOL is he's stacked with having to do everything, and I just show up and talk. So no assistance from me whatsoever with audio or anything.
yeah, a little bit of deja vu, but we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Uh,
All
so
good.
to, so tonight, like I said, we are talking about Trick or Treat. It is spooky season. It is Halloween coming up on the 31st. Um, Time to hand out candy to the kids. Time to dress up in your scariest costumes. And also time to TP your enemy's house because it is going to be a fun night. It's getting cooler, so you can wear those thicker costumes without dying inside.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh yes. So, this film is one of my favorites to play around Halloween, and we have, an awesome film directed by Michael Dougherty. It is a film that was actually released in 2007. And then later on, it was, it showed up in 2009, and released on home video by Warner Brothers, but it never made a full theatrical release. So it was all only limited
No.
release and shown at festivals.
Yeah. What's that festival's name again?
Uh,
JPOOL?
but Numathon.
But Numathon.
I don't know
Just
if it still
for
exists
everybody.
anymore. It was
Oh, I'm
originally.
looking it up.
I know. I think it was. Yeah. I don't. I think it stopped in like 2016.
Ah,
Yeah,
dang
yeah.
it.
So it was originally by Harry Knowles, or hosted by Harry Knowles. He was actually a friend of mine, not mine, a friend of no, a friend of mine knew him. Like they were friends with him.
Hmm.
He's I guess he'd be part of Ain't It Cool News, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So unfortunately, I said it went from '99 to, was it 2016. So yeah, so it's no longer here anymore. But it took
No
place
hope for
in,
attendance.
yeah, it took place in Austin, Texas. So I have a lot of friends in
Okay.
the film industry in Austin, Texas, either part of the film industry or like critics. So yeah.
Well, while this didn't get, it didn't get wide release in the theaters, I think this year it actually is getting some theatrical play, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen it pop up. I want to say AMC, which is so terrific because, like you said, you like to watch this around this time of year. This is one of the go-tos every year for my fans. It's Trick or Treat. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and now adding Dark Harvest. If anybody hasn't seen that one, check it out. But it is definitely one of those classics that absolutely connect you to the season, to the holiday.
Oh yeah, it is, and especially with this film because there's a character in here named Sam, and he's very, adamant that you follow Halloween traditions.
Mhm. He's Sam for Sam. Well, this is hard. This is like your friend that you have a difficult time pronouncing his name. We were talking about earlier. This Sam for Samhain, which looks like Sam Hain, which is All Hallows Eve, which is Halloween. Um, but they actually, I have to give them props in this movie. They do pronounce it Samhain, even though the character is apparently named after Samhain, which looks like Sam Hain. Long description.
Yes, very long description. All right, so this movie, like I said before, directed by Michael Dougherty, written by him as well, produced by Bryan Singer, who, if you guys ever watched the X-Men or earlier X-Men movies, those were directed by him. Uh, it stars Dylan Baker, Rochelle Adis. It stars Timo Pennicott. I think that's how you say his name. I'm probably butchering that really badly. Leslie Bibb, Brian Cox, um, a whole bunch of other people that I don't think I've seen before. Um,
Quinn Lord, that's
yeah, Quinn
Sam.
Lord. Yeah,
That's
it's
a
Quinn
real
Lord.
character.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And it's basically like five different storylines taking place in this fictional town called Warren Valley, Ohio, and somehow they all come back and connect to each other. So it's a really cool. Um, at first, you might think it's like, oh, it's going to be like an anthology story, like five different storylines may never actually, run into each other at all, but take place in like the same universe. But they eventually come around. In fact, the beginning, spoiler alert, the beginning sort of like occurs at the end, even though it's the opening
Hmm.
scene.
Full circle.
Yeah. And you were saying, what was that called again?
It's the term is called hyperlink cinema, which
Yeah.
I had never heard before. But that is this movie. It's Pulp Fiction and any of those other movies where a bunch of independent stories connect back to one another. And it is just I absolutely love that style of filmmaking. It's or storytelling, I guess you could say. It's captivating in a way that you can tell so many different individual stories and still have it all roll into one. I did see that this screenplay, I forget it had, I want to say, I could be wrong, you might know the answer. I want to say it was 18 different drafts. And those drafts were originally different stories that were talking about different people's connection with Halloween through their different periods of life. So as a child, as a young adult, as the Halloween Scrooge, if you will, as an elder person that's maybe a little annoyed with all the kids pressing your doorbell or knocking your pumpkins over. And eventually the script just came together in this method. And I think it works so well. It is just such a great concept.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they deal with like all different types of like horror tropes or horror creatures. Um, there's even a cool transformation scene that we'll talk about a little later. So the first scene we have here is we get to meet these two characters, Emma and Henry, played by Leslie Bibb and Tamo Pennicott. And Henry he's an avid Halloween lover. Like he loves everything about Halloween. He loves going to Halloween parties and dressing up. He loves, you know, um, his whole like front yard is filled with ghosts and creepy things and jack o' lanterns everywhere. So he loves Halloween. Emma does not. She,
No,
she doesn't want to break
so
his heart.
joyous.
In fact, she probably didn't even want to go to that Halloween party.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
the first scene we see him is they're coming home. She's exhausted. She wants to get out of the costume. And
She
she
wants to
wants
take everything down.
she wants to take everything down because like that very night, she's not like she's done giving out candy to kids. She just wants everything taken down. And she does a no. She
Hmm.
blows out the jack-o'-lantern before midnight, and Henry warns her and says like, no, you can't do that. That's basically bad juju.
Hmm.
You're
It
not supposed to
isn't.
do that before midnight. But she doesn't care. She doesn't believe in any of these traditions. Um, so basically, she tells him to go inside, get ready for bed, and she'll come inside later, but she wants to clean up.
Hmm.
She's going to work in the middle of the night and clean up all the
Hmm.
decorations. And these are not like
Hmm.
small decorations. These are stuff that like they've stuck in the ground and everything. So it's going to take
Yeah,
her some time to put everything away.
they went all out with their yard, and anybody that's going to have that much conviction in decorating for Halloween is not going to take it down on Halloween night.
So as Emma's taking stuff down, somebody's watching her. this whole time. And even when she blew out the jack o' lantern, you could see somebody's watching from across the street. And
Hmm.
it's really late. There's like nobody on the street. It's dark. She's taking down the decorations, and something small attacks her. And
Goblin like.
yeah, like a little goblin, like here, was the gremlin?
Hmm.
What is it? And
Hmm.
ends up mutilating her um, in front of some uh, miscreant trick or treaters that have been wandering around town. And of course, they run away when they see what's happening, and she gets her corpse gets dragged back into the yard. We don't know why. Why would the killer drag the victim back into the yard? So Henry gets up, tries to wonder, where his wife is, and goes outside, looks around, and ends up, pulling a sheet off of one of the creepy ghosts, and there's his wife with a big like was it pumpkin lollipop in her mouth?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Pieces of her.
yeah, just like shoved in there. Well, I think what was that? Her I think was her arm or hand or somewhere other area or something like that.
Yeah. Hanging slightly, slightly to the left.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the first like major kill you get to see here. And they kill Leslie Biboff. I think some
Yeah.
people around this time. In fact, I don't even think it came out in 2009. So a year before that, she
Mhm.
was in a movie, like a really quick cameo, in a movie called Iron Man. She played a reporter. Um, and so I think for people, even though this originally came out in 2007, it wasn't released mostly for the public video
Mhm.
until 2009. So basically, a year after Iron Man, people probably were like, "Wait a minute, isn't that the reporter from Iron Man?" Yeah. So,
Mm.
uh,
Or, present day, you're watching White Lotus and you're like, wait a minute, isn't
yes,
that the girl from Trick or Treat?
time travel.
Time travel.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do believe too that those boys that find the massacred, wife before being dragged out, I believe one of those boys is actually Quinn Lord, who plays Sam, which is kind of a fun little Easter egg too. That's the thing with this movie. Honestly, every single time I watch it, there's 50 more things that I pick up every year because there are so many storylines. It's so good.
Oh yeah. And then the next storyline we get doesn't take place too far from there. It's in fact, basically, it takes place literally across the street. We
Mm.
don't know that yet. But it has to deal with a psychotic principal.
Hmm.
Yes, and also beware what you eat on Halloween. Beware of your candy.
That trope, I don't know how much into detail we're going to talk about it, but I will say that that particular scene is one of the hardest scenes of any horror movie for me to watch.
Hmm.
They nailed it with the
Yeah.
visuals and the audio.
Well, back in the day, now it doesn't really happen a lot these days, but back in the day there was a thing that parents would always tell their children: check your
Oh, yeah.
candy before you eat it because it could
Hmm.
contain poison or razor blades. Don't eat anything
Yes.
that's not wrapped and
Hmm.
sealed.
Nothing homemade.
Nothing
Nothing homemade.
homemade.
Hmm.
And you know,
Yeah.
I think another one was don't go by yourself, go with friends or something like that, or
Right.
with parents, chaperone around the neighborhood.
Right.
But mainly don't
If
when you get home, you dump all the candy on the bed or on the table, and you check it. And you even have your parents check it to make sure that all the
right.
candy is safe to eat.
And that's when the parents take their favorites.
Yes. So
And
we.
also too, that one quick thing, because I love all of the weird fun facts, but there, I won't go into detail here, but there are multiple stories of real things that actually happened that led to that whole idea of beware of your candy, of somebody doing something to it, that happened on Halloween, which is just crazy. So it's not a false story. It comes from somewhere, and I certainly grew up with it. I don't know about you, if you always had to do the candy check annually.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. When I was
Hmm.
younger, even
Hmm.
even if we did trunk or treats, I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
done those before, where it
Hmm.
would be at, like at a school or at a church or something like that, and you just had a bunch of, you know, even though if you knew those people, we'd always still check the candy.
Hmm.
Um, so we had, they have the principal who's let's see, I think his name was Stephen Wilkins or something. And then you
Yeah.
have this delinquent child named Charlie, who I've met people or met kids like this, which are really annoying. One time they tried to like completely take
Yeah.
all the candy, and I'm sitting and I like at the door, and I open it and I look like I can see you through the camera. Like
Hmm.
like I said, a few pieces, not the whole thing.
Yeah. And
But
they
yeah,
typecasted that kid. They're like, let us find the kid that is going to just annoy everybody to do it too, so that you go into that scene not caring at all about it, just having disdain for this kid.
like not yeah, not worried if he dies or not, because I would probably strangle him too. So yeah, the principal catches you know Charlie you know red-handed, and
Mm.
trying to take all the candy, and basically sits him down. Well, he's the principal of a school, so all the kids know who he is. The kids
Authority
should know.
figure.
Well, not just authority figure, but like he runs the school, so you run
Hmm.
into him, you know exactly. Oops, I'm in trouble, because
Hmm.
never go to your principal or try to vandalize or try to do any mischievous stuff at your local principal's house, because that's you're gonna have to see him like the next day.
Right.
Yeah, most Halloweens take place like almost like the next day is a weekday. So,
Hmm.
um, and he sits him down and he offers Charlie a candy bar, and basically tells him the importance of respecting the rules of Halloween, all the traditions of Halloween. And Charlie is just like gobbling that candy bar up as fast as he
Uh,
can. Yeah. Not asking, one question of why you're giving me candy if I, was just about to take all your candy. All of a sudden, he starts vomiting violently.
the worst guttural noises ever.
Yes. It just like
Oh, they killed it.
it looked like blood and chocolate mixed together coming out.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and he apparently laced it with cyanide. That's hard to check. That's hard to check.
Almonds. Can you smell almonds? Right? Isn't that the poison that smells like almonds?
Something to that effect. But I mean, if
Mm,
you're expecting an almond candy bar, who knows?
right.
Yes. So yeah, that kill is actually, if you know to see a child get killed like that. Normally, it's like a bunch of teens or adults and everything, but it's a kid. I mean, you may not really care for the kid that much, but you're like, oh crap, okay, so this is what type of movie we're dealing with here.
Yeah, it's just I am one of those people that I can't hear it, see it, smell it, or I'll get sick. And this is one of the few movies that I feel like I am present in that moment, and I oftentimes will get up at that point and leave the room because it is they've done a really good job of making that seem very realistic.
Yeah, definitely. And so uh, the principal ends up, dragging Charlie's body back to the backyard, and attempts to bury him and another body as well. This is a
Mm,
psychotic principal. He's a psychopath. He's a psychopath. Probably serial killer. And then we also get a quick, um, a scene with his neighbor, or his elderly neighbor named Mr. Krieg, kind of behind the
mm-hmm,
fence and everything, wondering what's going on. There's like a little hole, a little peek hole
mm.
that he peeps through, and um, uh, Wilkins notices that Krieg is sort of in distress, but he doesn't know why.
Hmm.
Um, anyway, and then apparently something attacks Krieg, and
Principal doesn't care. He's
yeah,
got things to do.
it will lead into a later storyline, a
Hmm.
little later.
Hmm.
A lot of these things don't take place in the full chronological order, so they're all like
Yeah.
they're taking place either before or after specific events occur. So
Interwoven.
yeah, they're very
Yeah.
interwoven, but it's like things happen. Like here's the end of the story. Here's the middle of the story. Here's something that happened before, and then it just or afterwards, but it actually happened before that storyline before. So if you're looking for like a chronological order of storyline events, there actually I think there's a thing online which actually tells you what event happened when you know.
Oh, that's cool.
So um I found it a while ago, and I don't know where. I think you just type it up and it'll pop up. But it's a a creepy storyline. The guy's not like a supernatural boogeyman or anything else like that, but it is that trope of like just be careful what you eat on Halloween, respect tradition,
Mhm.
and stay away from creepy principles. Apparently,
Yeah. Check your candy, Charlie.
um. Also, let's see. Yeah, Wilkins is just I forgot who they played Wilkins. I forget. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I'm
He
trying to.
always reminds me so much of Stephen Colbert, and I can't think of the actor's name.
Oh, it's Dylan Baker. That's who it is. Yeah, that's who it is. That is Dylan Baker. Yeah, he kind of does. I mean, not if he put glasses on, then yeah, he would probably look more like
Hmm.
Colbert.
Hmm.
He was in a bunch of actually a bunch of things. Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Anchorman 2.
Oh, wow.
Let's
Look for that.
see. 13 Days, Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition is a good movie. All right. So yeah, he plays just a creepy guy in here. He doesn't have any superpowers or supernatural abilities or anything.
No.
He's just a
A
horrible
murderer.
horrible murderer. So
And
the
it
next,
runs in the family.
oh yeah, it does.
Don't forget he's got to go carve the pumpkin with his son.
Yeah, yeah. That jack o' lantern head is a severed felt head. Man.
Mm.
Yep.
Man.
All right. So the next storyline we have in here takes place. It, well, actually, it takes place with a sort of a flashback, and it deals with these young kids that are basically tricking this one girl um, into they're doing a prank on her, and they're telling
Mhm.
her the story of this bus crash that took place a long time ago with a bunch of kids in the bus, and the driver was supposed to get out in time. He didn't because the bus went over into this like quarry, and all the children
Mhm.
died. The bus driver
Yeah.
disappeared. Nobody knew what happened with him. Some people thought he went down with the bus, and well, they decided to take what was the girl's name? Rhonda, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Rhonda. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, she's dressed up as a witch, I think, in here.
Mhm. And
So
she's a sweet kid.
she's a sweet kid. She's a little
Mhm.
sociopathic. I don't know.
They call her a savant, which if you've ever had a savant in your life, uh, just maybe a little on the spectrum, very intelligent, very
Yeah,
introvert, and she's getting picked on, and it's that makes you feel even worse for her, seeing her getting tricked. Um, and the storyline too with those kids, they were all like the disabled kids that
yeah,
parents were just tired of dealing with. So it's just such a sad tale.
Well, they paid the bus driver too. Or I think it's paid. Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
paid. Yeah,
on
they basically
Halloween. Yeah.
that's really messed up. They're all dressed up in their
Hmm.
Halloween best and everything, and here they go into the quarry. So
Awful.
Rhonda originally thinks that, oh wow, I made new friends. They want to do something fun. Um, and they take her down to the quarry, and then they dress up as well, at least there are three of them, I think. Was it three or four? I think it's 3 or 4. Yeah, I think it was 4.
4 total, I
Yeah,
think.
4 total. And they dress up as the creepy, like zombie like kids, and try to scare Rhonda. And then um, Rhonda's all freaked out and everything. And then they pull the masks off, and they are all laughing at her because she fell for the trick. She fell for their prank.
Yeah, and fell and broke her glasses and
Yeah,
just, mean kid stuff.
yeah,
They should
and
have gotten the candy bar. Oh,
yes. Oh, wow.
ooh,
All
sorry.
the cyanide. But yeah, they're just a bunch of bullies. They're trying to bully, the weird kid.
Hmm.
But you know, she found the actual bus. They said that the bus had never been found before. Well, she somehow found part of the bus still sticking out of the mire below in the quarry. And there's only one way to get down here. Is like this old mining elevator that
Hmm.
goes from the bottom of the quarry to the top. And uh, there's some weird sounds that start to like happen behind the kids, and the kids end up finding out there is something coming for them. And then
The tale was true.
yeah, tail is true, but Rhonda at first doesn't believe them. They think that, like, you're trying to prank me again, basically.
Mm.
And they're running for their life, and something is coming after them. A bunch of somethings are coming after them, and Rhonda ends up getting the elevator first,
Hmm.
shutting the door, and not letting
Hmm.
anybody back on that elevator, and basically
Hi.
riding the elevator all the way up while the kids are being surrounded by these creepy zombie like children, and all you
Hmm.
hear are screams and tears
Hmm.
as like Rhonda gets to the surface and just like with like no emotion on her face just walks off, you know um and walks right past. Actually, I think it was she was pulling her wagon or
Hmm.
something, a wagon of
Yeah.
jack-o'-lanterns, and walks right past Sam, who's dragging something. Sam,
Hmm.
the this well, we really didn't get to Sam really, but I'll just say that Sam is like a really important character in here. Well, we're getting to him.
He's, he's
Um,
adorable.
he's adorable. He's a sack boy. I call him Sack Boy because he has a sack on his head. But
Adorable.
it's kind of like she looks at him and nods, like, and he nods back at her, like she's respecting tradition at Halloween,
Hmm.
and he keeps her alive. I mean, he could have probably killed
Hmm.
her, but he decided not to.
Do you want another fun fact?
All right.
Got another fun fact for you. The apparently the kids on the bus were actually hired disabled kids. If for the movie, they said that it was the coolest. Like they had a time that day, but they actually, talk about uh, representation, right? They actually hired actors that were disabled for that particular scene, which I thought was so cool. And, they also pay homage in that scene with the kids on the bus to everybody. We all take a moment, at least, during this season every year to look at Halloween costumes from the 1950s and
Oh
how
yeah.
absolutely terrifying all those masks were. And those were the masks that those kids were wearing, which is just, adds a level to the entire story. So, yeah, fun fact.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so we get on to the next storyline, and it's a party. It's a
Hmm.
party with Anna Paquin. Who wouldn't want to party with Anna Paquin?
Right.
Yeah,
And this is right around the time that I think, did she I don't remember when True Blood started, but it was right around that time, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. So this is about, let's see, True Blood. I'm looking it up
I
right
want
now
to
to
say it was
get you.
like 2007 or 8.
True Blood came out in 2008. So yeah,
So
so it was a year
yeah,
before like at least video release that it was out. So people, I mean, if you've been following, like X-Men or even before that, Fly Away Home, people knew who Anna Paquin was.
Almost Famous. She was in Almost Famous.
Hmm.
Great movie.
So yeah, we got a storyline here where basically, well, she's dressed up as like Little Red Riding Hood. There's a bunch of these. I think they're supposed to be like. Are they supposed to be like in the early 20s or something? Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's an
early
adult.
20s.
They're like college kids. They're all a bunch of
Hmm.
college kids,
Yeah.
and uh, just a bunch of young college girls dressed up in their Halloween best. Some are like
Hot
Cinderella.
princesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot princesses. I don't know if
Hmm.
Little Red Riding Hood is a hot princess, but there's a
Or
reason why she's Little
no,
Red
Bo
Riding
Peep.
Hood. Yes.
Hmm. Maybe hot fairy tale characters or something. That's the age right there. Those early 20s. If you're a girl, you can be anything as long as you put hot before it, and then that's your Halloween costume.
Yeah,
Hot pirate.
I don't know if you've ever been to like college Halloween parties before. Um, there's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of mischievous things that happen. Of course, I've been to those parties, but I never got into any of that stuff. In fact, I didn't even drink last time I was at one of those type of Halloween parties. So for me, that would be a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. I may have gone to a frat party this weekend, but that's a different story for another day. We'll talk about that offline.
But yeah, crazy things happen at those parties, and guys hook up with the other women there in what was it, sororities. It's like frats and
Mm-hmm.
sororities. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we get a really interesting storyline here because it's not what you expect at first until you get towards the end of the story where um you know the guys that they take with them end up getting badly injured and attacked.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
And then there's this
It's,
and then there's this really cool
it's
transformation scene.
oh yeah, absolutely. It's it starts off, innocently enough. It's the hot girls and their sister question mark, maybe sorority sister, who knows. But obviously Anna is the good girl. She's the virgin, if you will. I feel like we talk about virgins on this podcast a lot. Could just be the movie type. Could be the segment. But there's a lot of, hey, we got to get these guys. We're going to, show up to this party. And they're inviting I mean, these girls are gorgeous and they're inviting the store clerk, the kind of dweeby guy out, in the van. Um, and there's this notion of you better go find a guy to bring to this party, to the more innocent one of the bunch who
Hmm.
winds up staying behind.
Yeah, and take them to the woods. Take them all to the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the woods.
The woods, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we get that a cool transformation scene I was telling you about. So apparently it's a full moon out tonight, or not? Well, at least around that time for them. And the full moon, of course, which usually means werewolves.
Yay!
Yay, werewolves! And the cool thing is, I love like traditional practical effect transformations.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool in the the underworld films where you do get
Yeah.
some cool CGI effects, but you actually do have a little bit of practical effects at the beginning when they start to shift and change and everything. And then
Mm-hmm.
they lead in more to CGI. But like all the original practical effects for werewolf transformation I always like to go
Hmm.
back to American Werewolf in London.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the best.
yeah, just like that is the not the pinnacle of werewolf transformations, but just like
Hmm.
for practical effects, I think a lot of people lean on to that film as an example of like even looking at it for CGI sake as an example, like how did they do it? How did they, what would happen to the human body if your body all of a sudden like your skeleton changed and it shifted and your whole back your
Right.
spine shifted. Anyway, it's in here is really cool, especially when they actually the ladies tear off their own skin. So it's not like they morph
Yeah,
into these things. It's like they shed their outer layer
they're
of skin.
inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
A lot of like almost like body horror. It reminds me a little bit of have you ever
Hmm.
seen the movie The Substance?
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
I
was a
feel
really good
like
movie.
we should definitely review it. And if you haven't seen it, everybody go see it. I feel like American Werewolf in London, Thriller,
Oh
the
yeah.
video, the music
Yeah.
video, this movie, and maybe Silver Bullet are kind of the best but it is like practical effects. Some of those, how do they pull that off? It is just really terrific.
Yeah, and it almost beats CGI all the way. Like I said, Underworld they had to do stuff action wise, and they had to do it really quickly.
Hmm.
But if you give it
Yeah.
time, to actually see somebody transform into a werewolf, like right in front of you, and you do it all practically, you can do some really cool stuff. It doesn't happen really
Hmm.
fast, but it's just frightening to see somebody's body just transform like that and morph in ways that's not natural. And so the girls eat the guys. That's it. They had lunch. They had dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate any horror movie where the women, are the evil ones because usually it's quite the other way around. So it's nice to get some comeuppance every once in a while.
Um.
And I
Oh yeah.
mean,
Oh, go
should
on.
we say who Anna Paquin's date winds up being?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can say.
It's the principal. Full circle. So I mean, you're gonna give cyanide candy bars to little kids. You're gonna get eaten by wolves. What's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
It's gonna happen.
Yes.
He
The
he
rules.
likes him young apparently.
Mm.
Well, actually, they're werewolves, so we don't even know if they're that young either. Werewolves can
Right.
live a
This is
while.
true.
They don't can live as long as vampires, but speaking of vampires, beforehand, somebody does
Hmm.
end up getting
Hmm.
eaten, getting their blood sucked up by a vampire, and that kind of disappears. Just like, oh, it, what just happened? Oh, well, she's gone now, and
Yep.
he just disappeared, and he's never heard from ever again.
Wasn't that the principal?
Was he the
I could have
principal?
sworn that was the principal.
Was that the principal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's his party that he's going to, that he's gotta, get ready for. He can't spend too much time carving that pumpkin, carving
Oh,
that kid's face.
you might be right. You might be right. Let me look that up. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's hard because he's wearing a full mask. So, and it
Yeah,
doesn't really explain well, I guess, yeah, it's just fake, false fangs or something. Because doesn't Anna Paquin take him out, if I remember correctly?
hmm yeah, I think you're
Snap
right.
him out.
I think
But,
that was the principal.
hmm
So okay, never mind. It does connect.
more
Yeah,
connection. Like, just,
more
I
connection.
mean,
Yeah.
hmm
All right, and
Halloween
so
connection.
all the Halloween connections. All right, and so I think one of the I think second to last, oh, basically last story, but then there's like a conclusion to that. We
Hmm.
have Sam. The
Mm.
full introduction to Sam. And also a neighbor named Krieg, who we find out he has a connection to an earlier storyline as well. So we talked about Krieg earlier, Mr. Krieg. He's this elderly guy. He's played
Yeah.
by Brian Cox. Brian Cox he's an awesome actor. I don't know. Have you ever seen was it Men in Black or any? No, not Men in Black. Wrong actor. That's Rip Torn. What do I think of that? Have you seen? I've seen his other stuff. He's been in a lot of stuff.
He's like the classic
Yeah,
cantankerous old man.
yes, but he's been a lot. He's been in a lot of things. I'm trying to get his bio up here. For he's been nominated for so many awards. Uh, he's a Scottish actor, so he does a good job actually hiding his accent in some movies.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't have guessed that he was Scottish at all.
yeah, he just plays this, this grumpy old like neighbor, um, who I guess most people just stay clear of him as much as they can because he also has a dog.
Mhm.
He also likes scaring
Yeah.
kids. He's like scaring
Like,
kids
hmm.
and dressing up in his dog and
This
having sticking on them.
is this is my whole, this is my whole neighborhood now. It's peaceful. It's the people that complain when kids ring their doorbells, but they didn't turn their porch light on. You want to talk about Halloween tradition? For everybody who doesn't know, turn your porch light off
Yep.
if you don't want kids trick or treating. It's that simple. But that is my neighborhood that I live in, JPOOL. I tell you what, it is a bunch of angry old people that leave their porch light on and can't understand why these kids keep ringing their bell.
Yeah, all the way up to like 9 o'clock. They're like, "Why do they keep ringing the doorbell?" Well, you left your porch light
Mm,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, just turn it off.
Know the rules.
Yeah, know the
Mm.
rules. So of course we have Mr. Krieg being introduced, and then we also have Sam. He ends up ambushing Krieg from the bushes and attacking him in his own house.
Mm-hmm.
You have this little like kid-like character that is
Yeah.
he won't let him get away. He runs upstairs. Oh, getting slashed in the Achilles tendon. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
that
Always
is a
a good
classic.
one.
Yes.
Pet
So
Cemetery.
I'm actually friends with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He likes to go around to conventions a lot.
Oh,
So
Gage. You told me about that. Gage,
yeah.
the little boy, right? Yeah.
hmm But
Yeah.
it's a classic, kind of thing where you get cut right in that area, the Achilles tendon, and you just fall because of the pain.
Nobody likes that.
Nobody likes it.
Nobody likes to see it. It's the cringe. It's the everybody squints their eyes a little bit and just like, ah. Because we
Anyways,
got Sam climbing on the ceiling.
yep. Oh yeah,
He is all over the place.
he peeks down, because Krieg tries to get out and of his house. He has so many locks, but he gets tossed down the stairs and there's glass everywhere, and he ends up pushing himself up, but he's crawling on his hands, realizing that all the broken glass is getting stuck in his hands. So now he's barely can move his fingers. Now he has to unlock all the locks on his front door,
Because
which
he's
is very
cantankerous
difficult.
and has 18 locks.
Yes, and all you see is his head peeking down from the ceiling from the stairwell, and Sam ends up like tackling him. This little like doll like almost like kid.
Yeah,
He's pretty strong.
Yeah, and then we get to see him, which this is a debate, and there are people that will still argue with me to this day, and I get so frustrated because it's like, watch the dang movie. But so many people think that Sam is an alien. Sam is not an alien.
Nope.
Sam is a...
Well, we find out like he gets his mask ripped off, and he basically looks like a humanoid jack-o'-lantern.
He's a pumpkin.
Yes.
And I mean, even Sam gets wounded at this piece of the movie.
Well, a shotgun will
and
do
he
that
doesn't
to you.
bleed.
No.
Yeah, just a little surface wound, but he doesn't bleed. He's got seeds and pumpkin guts coming out of him. So if you think that Sam is an alien, watch the movie again. I'm telling you, I have that debate at least once a year with someone.
Yeah, he's not an alien. He's not an alien.
No.
He's not like killer clowns from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just shoot his nose and it'll explode. He does
Right.
get shot in here though, and he gets his actually arm blown off, but his arm ends up like still moving and coming back to him.
He's adorable. I love Sam.
He's adorably creepy. There's a reason why he wears a mask.
Hmm.
So yeah, we get so he apparently is about to kill Mr. Krieg, and with a lollipop. It looks like a very similar lollipop we've seen before.
Hmm.
There's a pumpkin lollipop, and he ends up stabbing Krieg, but he hits something, and he pulls up and realizes it's a candy bar. Oh no! Well, there goes there's for tradition. It's a trick or treat, and then all of a sudden he disappears.
Hmm. Hi, Sam.
He disappears because tradition has been, no, Mr. Krieg wasn't following Howler tradition. He was just messing with people the whole time. And yeah, so Mr. Krieg lives. He lives
Yay!
for now.
And becomes less cantankerous for a moment, handing out candy to kids
Yes.
begrudgingly.
And everything and we get a scene where the camera pans over to the fireplace, and there's a bunch of old pictures that are in the fireplace being burned. And one of them is a picture of the kids and the school bus from the quarry, and a picture behind it was the young bus driver. And we find out that Mr. Krieg was the bus driver.
This feels like a Scooby Doo plot.
Yes, like you pull out the mask, it like he really was the bus driver. So yeah, he lived, he survived, and then he bandages himself up and everything, and he ends up opening the door, thinking that he's going to hand out more candy to kids, and well, there are kids at the door. They're just not the kids he wanted to see, especially
Mhm.
vengeful spirits. It's the kids from the
Mhm.
quarry, and then it just
Yeah,
goes into an animated comic book mode of him getting torn up by the kids.
which
But
is
we
great.
Yeah, and but we before that we get sort of like like we get to see Emma and Henry in the background across the street, coming back home from the party. Um, you know, Mr.
Car full of
Krieg.
girls.
Yeah, his car full of girls almost runs into Rhonda, who's going across the street with her, pulling her wagon full of jack-o'-lanterns. Sam acknowledging Mr. Krieg from across the street, and then looks over and realizes, Emma's blowing out the jack-o'-lantern.
Hmm.
And of course the principal across the way is he's burying something in his backyard. They all connect. They finally all connect. And
Okay.
then of course Mr. Krieg ends up getting killed. So um just this town is really fucked up. It's a really cursed fucked up town. I'd be moving.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I would probably cherish it. I know this is a fictitious town, but there are a couple of towns, I think in the Midwest, one and maybe one in Jersey or something, that claim to be kind of the origin of US Halloween celebration. And it feels like that's this town, kind of Salem-y. It's a big deal when they have Halloween in this town, and Sam's keeping it that way for
Oh
sure.
yeah, Sam. We really don't get a major like origin of Sam. I would love to actually see an origin movie of Sam, how he came to be.
Yeah, that
Because
would be terrific.
he seems to just want to keep tradition, and if you don't keep tradition, he'll punish you. Because
Hmm.
it looks like he's been around for some time. So his
Hmm.
costume looks like something you would see like in the early 20th century,
Yeah.
like at the beginning of the 20th century type of like costumes. If you ever looked at old pictures from like oof, let's see 1910s, even before that,
Yeah.
like these old
Hmm.
black and white photos of like the old creepy Halloween costumes. They're all homemade. They are frightening.
Yeah.
These are all black and
Right.
white photos. You go online and find like old Halloween costumes, and you're like, oh, they're like nightmare fuel.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. Buttons, fries. No.
yeah, but so it's kind of like that. He's like, maybe he's that old, and he just wants to keep Halloween tradition alive. Uh, like I said, this film is so steeped in Halloween and horror lore, and it's unfortunate that it didn't get a full like theatrical release because I think more people would have gone to see it instead of having to several years later people by word of mouth going this movie is good, you gotta watch it. I recommend it to
Hmm.
people all the time that still haven't seen it.
Yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
sure. It,
um,
it's it's a staple.
Yeah, it definitely is a staple, and everything in here is just it screams Halloween. It screams um, like traditional like horror tropes and everything. This movie wasn't that expensive too. It was like $12 million, and it's actually not that long of a movie. It's like I think it was like 82 minutes long. I think it says here, so that's almost closing in on not even a full like theatrical like runtime. I
Hmm.
mean, they probably could add maybe like I would have watched it if they even add like 20 more minutes in there of stories
Yeah.
or something like that. This could have
Hmm.
gone on for a
I would
while.
have, but honestly, like it's. I feel like it's just chef's kiss perfect. It's such a great flick. That I can't find anything wrong with this movie.
Oh no, I mean mine. I just like I said, I recommend this all the
Hmm.
time to people, and
Hmm.
it's like right up there with my favorite films to watch. Usually, this ends up to being close to my last film I watched before Halloween or during Halloween because I have like
Hmm.
a set list of movies sometimes that I set out to watch when it hits October. And
Hmm.
this one is definitely one that I get as on Halloween or close to Halloween. So,
Yeah.
I want to get your
Yeah.
final thoughts on this film, and then give your rating, and then I will give my final thoughts, and then give my rating.
Yeah. I love this movie, and I, like you said when we started recording, it's so hard to believe that this was not released in theaters. I'm glad that it's getting released in theaters for a new generation. It's funny, when I was watching it this last time, um, we were talking about when it came out, and it seemed shocking to a lot of people that it came out in even earlier than the late 20 teens. It just feels like it still feels like such a new movie. Um, it has aged incredibly well for being, almost 20 years old now. Um, and it keeps the story, because it's so many interconnected stories and each individual story is so great. The flow of the movie just keeps going. You're never bored. There's
Nope.
never really any downtime in the movie. All of the tropes, as you mentioned. To me, this is a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love it. And it's fun. It's one of the few movies that make me have to turn my head at certain points, not because I'm scared, but still, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Fantastic. Yeah. This film, like I said before, is one of the like cult classic films. I put up in cult classic now because of the time, like you said, it's almost what was it, almost 20 years. So I think this film was probably like filmed in probably 2006, probably maybe even
Hmm.
before that, probably written like 2005. Uh, Released in 2007. So yeah, it's close to 20 years. Sheesh.
Hmm. Right.
So, but I still put up in like cult classics. It's one of those films that definitely you definitely have to see, especially if you love horror, especially if you love films that involve Halloween and Halloween tradition, and um, just like I said before, just a bunch of fun horror tropes in here, and fantastic practical effects as well. I give this film a 9 out of 10. I won't give it a perfect score, but I
Hmm.
will definitely give it uh, you know almost perfect. It's like it's a 9 out of 10 when it also comes to like the horror. because it has all those cool twists and those tropes that you might have figured it all out already, but it's still fun to watch. And you're
Hmm.
waiting for things to happen, and you're going like, that okay, they did it right there. Sometimes
Hmm.
some movies like this can turn out to be really, really corny, or
Right.
and there's really no corny scenes in here. Everything is done, by the book, but done really well.
Hmm.
So you could take another director or another screenwriter, and they can make it look really horrible. But I think they did a really good job here. I thought uh, Michael Dougherty and Bryan Singer worked really well together, just crafting this really tight knit story together, and then connecting it all together as one.
Hmm. It's got that, talk about cult classics. It part of it because of that sort of comic book start and end. It's got a little bit of that. Um, what is the name? The Stephen King anthology movies. I keep wanting to
Oh,
say Tales from the
the
Crypt, but
dark
it's not. It's
the Dark Tower series.
no. Oh my gosh. There's the one with Ted Danson in it and Leslie
Oh,
Nielsen. The I Want My Cake. Why am I drawing a blank? But
I think I know what you're talking about.
now I have
It's not on the tip of
Sleepwalker.
my tongue.
Starts with an S. Are you looking it up?
I'll find
Anthology.
anthology. Was Stephen King anthology?
Yeah. Creep Show. Creep
Oh,
Show.
oh yeah, the Creep
It's
Show.
got a little bit of that.
Yeah, I have the Creep Show. I have both of them.
I love the same. I love, but the fact that these, do intertwine, I think makes it that much better. And those movies really hold up still to this day. I have those too. I watch those pretty regularly. Um, there's something about the way this movie is, and I think that's what it makes it age well. It's bright. Um, the way that it's filmed, the color, there's a lot of vibrant colors in it. And I don't know, you watch a lot of things from 2005, 2006, 2007, and they have not aged well. This movie definitely, it still feels pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it could be released in theaters today as and not telling anybody that it's an old movie, and people will go and see it,
Hmm.
and they'll be like, "Wow, when did they shoot this?" And I'm like,
Right.
like they shot this, like 18 years ago. What?
Hmm. Yeah.
it still looks good. I mean, they could restore it right now, and I think it would do really well if they released it around Halloween time, and definitely would be something for the younger generation that may or may not have seen this film, because it's been like oh, kids. Let's see, some kids haven't weren't even born that are like 18 years
Hmm.
old now, 16 to
Hmm.
18. They weren't even born when this movie came out. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, it would be really interesting, seeing their reactions on this film. I try to find some reactions online. There are very few reactions of people actually watching this film and reacting. I like watching movie reactions of people that haven't
Hmm.
seen specific movies, and I would love to see people just react to Trick or Treat, because it's definitely, especially around Halloween, it's definitely a movie I think that younger people should pick up and watch if they're interested in that type of genre.
Absolutely. My daughter is 18 and she watched it with me this year and she said, there is no way that this came out in 2007. There is no way. And I'm like, it did. Absolutely not. This movie is way newer than that. I had to pull it up on my phone. So, yeah, it is a fantastic movie. Everybody, Trick or Treat.
Oh yeah, Trick or Treat, definitely. And when you can, I think you can buy it. I forgot where else it's on. Is it on
You can
Shutter?
buy it on Prime.
You can
It's
buy it
not
on
on
Prime.
Shutter. You can
It's
buy
not on
it on
Shutter.
Prime. I think you can buy it on Apple too, if I'm not mistaken. But this one, I don't have a DVD or a Blu-ray of this one. I've owned it on Prime
I
probably since I found out about it.
I only have it on DVD. So
Hmm.
um
Kicking it old school.
yeah, Kicking L is cool. Yes, you can
Mm.
probably find it at your local Zia.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, check out the film. Trick or Treat from 2007. It's a must watch if you love scary movies and you just love Halloween films. Thank you, LC, for coming on tonight. I know you are a busy person. You have a lot of places to be, a lot of flights to take.
Always make time for horror movies and horror movie reviews. So, I mean, come on, what's better than that?
All right. And thank you, everybody that's listening and everybody that's watching. And remember, have a happy Halloween and enjoy your chimichanga. And remember, Halloween tradition.
Check your candy.